Welcome everyone. Today we are delving into the story of boxer James Toney. James Toney was born in Ann Arbor, Michigan, U.S. At around age 11, Toney first entered a boxing gym, but did not seriously pursue the sport until graduating high school. Growing up, Toney lived alongside the families of Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Buster Mathis Jr., and Toney's father himself was a boxer. As a teen, Toney was often involved in street fighting and sold crack cocaine. Prior to his career in boxing, Toney was also a star football player. After high school, he received scholarship offers from Western Michigan to play quarterback and from Michigan to play as a defensive back. But Toney said, "I wasn't a team player and wasn't good at taking orders. So I went into boxing." Toney also lost a significant amount of weight to begin his boxing career, having weighed 205 pounds. Toney was supposedly involved in an altercation with future Pro Football Hall of Famer Deion Sanders while at a Michigan training camp. About his amateur career. Toney had a brief but relatively successful amateur career, compiling a record of 33 wins, 32 KOs, and 2 losses. Toney had his first professional fight on October 26, 1988, beating Stephen Lee by a technical knockout in the second round. As a teenager, Toney was scouted and trained by Gregory Owens, who also was his trainer through the mid-90s. His moniker of Lights Out was also given by either Gregory or his son. In his 7th pro fight, Toney's manager, Johnny Ace Smith, was killed. Afterwards, Jackie Cullen was hired as his manager. Toney also employed the services of legendary Detroit-based trainer Bill Miller. Miller, a former boxer himself who worked in Detroit's famed Kronk Gym and assisted Hall of Fame trainer Emanuel Stewart at times, is credited with developing Toney's famed old-school or throwback style of fighting. Professional career. James Toney's rise to the middleweight summit began with a monumental upset victory over Michael Nunn in May 1991. Entering the bout as a 20-1 underdog and trailing on all judges' scorecards, Toney unleashed a decisive left hook in the 11th round that floored Nunn, securing a dramatic knockout win. This triumph not only crowned him the IBF and lineal middleweight champion but also earned him the prestigious Ring Magazine Fighter of the Year accolade. Over the next 18 months, Toney maintained an active schedule as a middleweight champion, defending his titles with varying degrees of controversy. One of the most contentious defenses was against Dave Tiberi, where Toney claimed a disputed split decision victory, sparking widespread debate and even prompting a call for a corruption investigation by U.S. Senator William Roth. After dominating the middleweight division, James Toney moved up to super middleweight, challenging Iran Barkley for the IBF title on February 13, 1993. Toney's masterful performance led to Barkley's trainer stopping the fight after 9 rounds due to severe swelling around Barkley's eyes. Throughout 1993, Toney continued his winning streak, defending his super middleweight title with authority. He first defeated Toney the punching postman Thornton in October via a landslide points victory in his inaugural defense. In his second defense, Toney knocked out the undefeated Tim Littles in the 4th round, despite battling a severe cut that almost ended the fight prematurely. Next, Toney faced former IBF light heavyweight champion Prince Charles Williams, overcoming adversity with a swollen eye and a deducted point to knock Williams out in the 12th round. This victory set the stage for a highly anticipated bout against unbeaten Olympic silver medalist Roy Jones Jr. In their encounter, Jones secured a decisive victory over Toney, marking Toney's final fight in the super middleweight category. Toney subsequently moved up to light heavyweight, where he faced challenges and victories, including a notable loss to Montel Griffin. Undeterred, he embarked on a journey through various weight classes, achieving success in light heavyweight, cruiserweight, and even heavyweight divisions. In 1999, Toney returned to the ring with renewed determination, defeating notable opponents and setting his sights on becoming a 3-weight world champion. His path led to a showdown with undefeated cruiserweight champion Vasily Jirev in April 2003. In a thrilling bout, Toney knocked down Jirev in the 12th round, clinching a victory and the IBF cruiserweight title. Recognized for his remarkable comeback, Toney earned awards for Fighter of the Year and Comeback of the Year. His performance against Jirev was hailed as Fight of the Year by the Ring Magazine. Shortly after this triumph, Toney transitioned to the heavyweight division, where he competed for the next 7 years, leaving an indelible mark on the sport with his versatility and tenacity. As far back as Toney's middleweight years, he insisted that he would one day be the heavyweight champion of the world. His October 4, 2003, victory over aging former heavyweight champion Evander Holyfield was Toney's entry into the heavyweight division. After a shaky first round, Toney picked apart Holyfield with shots to the body and head before stopping him in the 9th round. After the fight, Toney declared he was indestructible, that he got milk baby and didn't want any badass questions from announcer Jim Gray. On September 23, 2004, Toney faced off with Rydell Booker. Although Toney injured his left arm, he was still able to defeat the clearly outmatched Booker, getting a 12-round unanimous decision for the fringe IBA heavyweight title. On April 30, 2005, he defeated John Ruiz by a unanimous decision in a 12-round match for the World Boxing Association Heavyweight Championship. However, Toney failed his post-fight drug test, testing positive for the anabolic steroid stanozolol. This led to the New York Athletic Commission changing the bout's official outcome to a no contest, deducting the win from Toney's career record and banning him from boxing for 90 days. The WBA ordered that Ruiz be reinstated as its champion and that Toney be ineligible for another WBA heavyweight title shot for 2 years. Toney defended himself by claiming that the steroids were given to him by a doctor to treat the arm injury he suffered during the Rydell Booker fight. In his bout after the Ruiz fight, Toney won a unanimous decision victory over former heavyweight contender Dominic Quinn. Toney next fought against Hazem Rahman on March 18, 2006, for the WBC heavyweight title. The result was a 12-round majority draw. Toney's next 2 outings were losses to Samuel Peter. The first fight was held in Los Angeles, California, on September 2, 2006. Toney lost by split decision. The return bout was held in Hollywood, Florida, on January 6, 2007, and Toney once again lost to Peter, this time by unanimous decision. Both fights were WBC eliminator bouts for the belt held by Oleg Maskiv. After a contentious split decision victory over Friso Quendo on December 13, 2008, where a point deduction proved decisive, James Toney swiftly returned to the ring. On September 12, 2009, he secured a second-round TKO victory against heavyweight Matthew Greer at the Pechanga Resort and Casino. Toney resumed his career on February 24, 2011, with a convincing 10-round unanimous decision win over Damon Reed, where he weighed in at a career-high 257 pounds. Following this, he made a brief return to cruiserweight, facing Denis Lebedev on November 4, 2011. Toney struggled with a left knee injury from the second round onward, resulting in a unanimous 120-108 decision in favor of Lebedev, and necessitating subsequent knee surgery. Returning to the heavyweight division, Toney defeated Bobby Gunn via 5th-round stoppage due to Gunn's hand injury on April 7, 2012, capturing the International Boxing Union's world title. However, his quest for the WBF heavyweight title in April 2013 ended in defeat to Lucas Brown in Australia, followed by a semi-final loss to Jason Gavern in the heavyweight prizefighter series in London on November 14, 2013. James Toney's last professional bout occurred on May 13, 2017, at age 48, where he secured the WBF heavyweight title with a 6th-round stoppage victory over Mike Shepard before confirming his retirement. Notably, Toney ventured into mixed martial arts with a highly publicized debut against Randy Couture at UFC 118 on August 28, 2010, where he was submitted via arm triangle choke in the first round. Despite his brief foray into MMA, plans for a bout against Ken Shamrock in November 2011 were ultimately cancelled, making UFC 118 his solitary appearance in the sport. That's all we have for you today. Please subscribe for more content like this. Thanks for watching.